ngwa manko bge tsa'ta wunga kumga ne fru ndemu nkimbenga ngote zga anzing America we babge tini ntang jala mankunga ka ntumte ka ngamte danga be bge kwati manko neminya ana minya majiwa babge tini zere ntinti mankun igena nimbile kan kwata tuomboma zga danga be bge ye en mbomala ebruama britini ganda atu ezre ne tata Michael Asongwe ba wereche a Chicago ye tata miyaka oyinshine
Miyawo.
akinzong be ngo sa Angela urina abe tata the Toby te awasom wereche Kansas City Missouri tata awasom oyinshine
Magam yawo.
Njong kimbe tata foba njong warati bugizia a Boston ga tata foba njong mawanta ataye
Mawanta atawu.
o miyaka njong te abe tata nkimbang ache Minnesota te nkimbang matong te ye
Aka mga tsate mun dawo ngana tingin shi ne.
miya urne ye makesonga enutiga atneti mba bugina bona ngbem tetere anyi ngo tezgina ye zamonu za wizamba kinikin tiwo abenga anye zumdamba mkara songnanga map abi zumdamba bi ekamtine ishe mbu ishe bamenda za obezenzeremu ka ekumman kun cheyiwa so bugilenta mazenga anabe menang kana be nkobo mbabe gina nyi mankonde kan bite wunga be amba be jine nu bu anu maza abu ngama ye an buga bi na ni gama ka be wunga buga jijine buga bi na ni gama buga na to no kuwa nje adama nu ta na ye bunga be buga na jet womba mazigna mu buga na chike isa Angela azgna ishi inambo ibon bugina ye ta be biti kuye bukan je zamba biti abamba nuta na ye friends and dear Mankon people, friends and supporters, we are Mankon think tank here in America. Our group has been existing for about 2 years, and we meet regularly just to discuss and brainstorm issues and tell our stories, how we can better understand our roots, our culture, and Mankon, and how we can, in our little way, give ideas and dig through the history of Mankon, how we can better present it, and also to open it for a discussion so that we share our ideas and tell our story, how we were told or how we read it, so that we come up with the truth to be able to write our story. Because we very much understand that if you allow someone tells your story, that person will glorify his misdeed and will misrepresent who you really are. Our think tank here comprises of Tata Michael Asongwe, who is our elder here, and coming from Chicago. You have Tata Professor Fobanjong, who's here in Boston with me. Tata Nkimben, who is in Minnesota. Our storyteller is Tata Toby Awasom from Kansas, Missouri.
Bon, we beginnen met enkele Mankon ze beginnen tangna enchere kan kamtela maranga maga na achembo biliba tata songwe bo tata awasom anyi enkele Mankon ze bana tangna beginnen wa annale Mazon kinganga maga miya wunte. Ambo taga tata Professor Benfru Wara. Ba were ma'ane atwemte amenda bukum. Bemanko. Kenchisen zamba ntu sherne. Maton nkermanko nze be ninjala. Ajangamba taga twemte nuze kimbemtila ne bembamba nkermanko nzin ichentala beretiwa. Adamba wara twemp ni songa ganin kerman kuma ka be njala man kuma abin ta anuza wiye ambo bugna makanga miya kan wusa li bugna beta bugna ba ni afogna wa bo vrin chere ter bugna tinji nkerman konze abugama abitanga zeriye tatu futu fa ba fo nde fro atonu bu kumman ko ba bugna terene wun titsong no wenda tereche antem mankombe tsombu nga ifo ndefro aje were agi were to nwa ane kumman kuma mi ya makanga mi ya ngiyembo taga tata Professor Benfru Wara anye twem tizenza bo twem ni finchisi ni gam ni ga abuge isongo benga anin nkerman kuma ki injala be minga ananu zamba afuna ngonto atogo nu nkerman konye babasa anala otiwa miyawu. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to pay homage and appreciate our seniors, our elders, Tata Asongwe, and our history narrator, Tata Te Awasom Tobi, for the wonderful gift of knowledge that you have shared with us. And I am extremely proud to say that my own father, Tata Professor Benfru Wara, posted in the house of Bukum and supported and corrected our choice of language, that it is not Mankon story, it is Mankon history that we are telling, that we are narrating, that we are writing. This is huge, and I call on our elders, our fathers listening, to join their voices to support this wonderful initiative for us to write Mankon history. I will then hand over to Tata Te Awasom Tobi to continue the history, and also for all of us to get into a discussion of questions and answers. Join us in the discussion. Thank you very much.
We will engage in this discussion and open it to our storyteller to tell us the story, how he was told, and also how he has read from books. Again, we share our knowledge with humility and respect, and all our intention is to get the truth. And we open this discussion to all Mankon people to join us so that we find the truth and tell our story for posterity. Now, let me pass it over to our storyteller, Tata Tobi Te Awasom.
Magami Yaita. I'll be talking mostly in Mankon, but from time to time I will inject English into it. Be 2022, Marie Cameroon. Intermediate say mile 28 after Gama Locomato. Bisonga Bamenda. Song Makua. Marie Kamanga Bamenda. I'm going to Mankon. Which place? Marie Council Junction. We're gonna Bamenda, I don't know. No, Bamenda is upstation. So most people laughed at it, but the thing is, outside of Mankon, nobody knows Mankon. People know Chomba more than they know Mankon. People know Songwa more than they know Mankon. People know Bamenda more than they know Mankon. Bali and Bafut. These are the prominent places that people know. When it comes to Mankon, it is called Bamenda. And it did not start today. For we're going to be on the Ufrola, the Ufro, the Ted. Where it's illa boat with Chambo or the Tambo Numazent Enka. What is a young one in here? Bila wore jam map agin ze ngwan map sala azon jen tren to son di man kombo ze biling be ma bab chiki man kongo ze ni jinga be kolon ni ngu mawa be chen zon be nyata no timbo education be missions. When we talk of missions, we're talking of church groups. A baby church group be chine ngebe calendars ba. So the Basel mission, the Catholic mission, the Baptist mission, once Martin the calendar ye, bangang dang ye and when were time obi and weren't work and don't can gambo clear ye tong. A tom mukuma funa work and bit Bali, Bafut, Bamenda. Biganga Bugaman Bookman conduct on Ben Bande, where say come. So when Benji say pastor say yen, what a be my was one bongo. Kuma we feel the among kunsin one bozy. Pastor was someone kaka mission station a chain mankum. Mission station a bit mankum, mankun chemo mabuma. Kaka mission station a chain mankondela, can nanwamba cover a chain mabla. What is on 1935. Mandam Gichem Mankfun. The Puna Chem Mankfun beton and menda. The Damba Mankfun Gichin Siwa.
Bamandam kitchen to you.
Mandam Gichin Siwa Mankfun. Madam Song gang gonna keep them mento, gonna chantan was gonna nyatan was then nyetla. Gonna the cab gonna get one and you get tone of a top gonna mankum. I'm a gang. Because Yamata and began to Futofa. And if you told that corner, Mankfun year and Tanka. Tonga Bometi or boundary Mankun Temgo, no. The young cab is young Mankun. So Queen Jukman consent and tonta. There's the Quarambi, the Unquaran Bakunyam. The go to Zunza. Like spoils of war no abena so nzanyom but that man kun flow mu ba so be phantom ade ma kama nyari njanta anka tata so nge change ntanka ansaga oje tuwa no koma no atuwa no koma tina de atentina atatan ati wuta anka no quicksand
tina di wa
atatangala nti wunga ankuwa ngokuma tatangwa chiki before man kun fo ba wen wote ankano kan shi ankuma ta maka tatanga da ma boba ga no kona so anu ze mason dala zan boke nga grandfather foncha bi juita ye
Nso
wa ta man kun se fo so bote ndu de anka man kun ko atwan ta andi so nti min ga bandu ata boboy wazo na mason na so phone charge funtem da zila azena bambo bitayi wa kin chen zan yira man kun yan gwara bambo ba adi amba man kun tin ko tin ga anan da na bitwan ta'ala kan ande wa ko fum si kama ma chika ganje bila ma jinga sai di ma wachiya wor lo ko zanti internalize wor na be prime minister lanti injusu mutama kama nga be kama apologize ga mbo wore ye ma fu ite be ta ba gna jito man kun kama so ba gna kwara ma gaba gang ma fu ite ben tan de jito ma nkunwa en ba yere watilla na di amba be yere wati nan ta amba nda funwo na no abiton na di fa na bna yem bi tinga di zen biton na ke be ge biton be yere wer nwa nga ba yere ye. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Anu zamila
ojinga ba amanya ankwitim tan tuba ama tam lokto am kwitim nga ojinga ntam bizan she's of late aka fa amo foncha was private foncha at the presidency Magdalene Nay a songwe azo amu barakum aben putere bugi she amanda palo yi bondom yi agba mu barakum la njela terti unga fon adezan ba fon chati la akankana so mba so nga ju grandfather ye andom zinga la that comes to be true but what a kanka is time ba what be the prime minister no. Secondly adezan ba what be ne bungwa fa bi bala ba lo no unte ntom nge wonta ankara iza azunga zono nzunga bo baby akwanfom be de mankum so akanka de iza akankana
abem fo blank e de ben kaban kan zunga sep wema di ebe na so bo li walom bwen kwin di walom je tibe lom si tara mona di ezo so bu wema di ebe na so na zang be chan kank di ta kank na angu umbia ma so mbongo tawu zunga to ko bakanta te ambo te te che fo nimbiti ba yi pa nimbiti ba yi e bon
Bunga
ba
di ita che be kuga.
especially ba bugana bin yen ko la man ko la bugadi ezo bugadi amki mbo mkarne bingo wa kuma ngadi ambo msfa nyam so wa bon ti ga ko zo so
Yes.
so oti na be self-content. So that's I'm just making that to tabuna jamba and tem for for revenge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And sometimes it is justified, but that's what it is.
Going back to that Mankon name and the gradual disappearance on the map, but like it's a common thing because I don't know if Douala, you can easily identify the Basa people or this or that or that. But Douala, no. Is that not the same thing?
Basa chetu
Go Bamenda. Go
right.
in a bit fundong age Bamenda. I'm absolutely Bamenda.
No,
Bugana soma mbapa abugana be identified among Bamenda ye. Because we turn the Bamenda province.
That's what it
be being be toko bo nuku ben ba tinu be tiba be bu fer be man kondela be identify man jam within yem man kon it man identify be mukfu kan ke mala alaban de identify
Ta ku ne ye.
Maka so ngamba. So mba bugati ne Boston da. Oche Providence. Oche Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Nge biemu omuso oche be Boston.
Yeah.
Bala obonze maba di wa buga mabwa be mbati wa. So as in uzama makna mbite benga politics wa benta to aye fute tong no wi. Mazenga machen kuyela nda mitanjiza mbati na ashi anta ambagala besonga Mankon area Mankon main market.
Mankon area council main market.
Mankon area council main market. Abangasi tame elum ti 30 tong no wena. Machenzu onge bena moto onge kumwa nge bukwebtu kumwa mazengo wengu ti tong no ati mebe nge Bamenda.
Right.
So enu semba tina ashi brina ebe yinge e bomba ba bet kimchen cheben zum anzum brina bugane fu mbobo nga adi mbobo bukwebtu nu tenda asu minang wamba agene ta nimbilabi
Anu menang ambo kengo osong biche dwalala ngo daido akwacha kinsini bandri bia mentum nya bonabera bonabera kinsini ngontmatina jedia kinsini before ba yek mbruncha biyembo bugna kaka mien kon bintong kuma di wa be azma di ambala nansi be tong ne mankon kmiden to be bulanje be mwana mankon mon to atu benga for lord zam bakatu ngambo arsi mankon mo wate bro vranga masma ba gane roma lord zam wan ngam mankon ati ntimbe te mankon biti ngib school ba kan to te mankon bu gaz masum to te mankon atu la bemo wate buna branga man no tembu mankon te so
for the ufro tina je
atina jet enka
so makaso mbare tata ne for wuna ba se anwa an je ntum to wiambo bugna ye to mba zama mama na amaku bugna kin ke nga abanga ase sara mama kinanzu onga be mamo oblo no kwe ne kum mitangwa se kame kum bukwepne so titong no we ati titong Njela azemba sa nela enuting cheta titong la man kungtiwa bugna ting ndinga ta alene bugna lianga bugna se njela azrina ji ke bugna lianga amiye beto ngodang to fito fugna le an bugna meto an
Magamba population when aneke population mankung abeki population manda bonaji
population babetino But yeah, but
current population.
We're gonna Google and can get it. But the ambatin population, I got an albums when Mankon.
Hey.
Population, I got 7 Sabo Ferbutsman.
And then,
although before any lana.
A bit in share.
Both in a share lab gonna see the population. Ojingama wanted to be some of the largest kingdom in the northwest is Mankon. By population and by status.
Yes, by population, yes. Even time for council, one was my father council for some time. A bit a local government, a boyala. Because between they were on a local government association or something like that. And Zambi, the ambatin in a cab, getting B, Sadiatum, Abe Victoria. Jong to the Mankon. Was one. Kumba bonus or 10 zombies. Ibran is song betin in cab, tin ben. Abe Victoria, I'm going to tell you, can go Jimmy ship. So, both in the government offices we got because I be a shipping town, a seaport. Yeah. So, there's one going to be good cabat. I'm going to la moon doom just say be the ambatin and capa. I'm a la one side and Mankon.
Any MB to some way population of Bella meeting vote. Democracy. Okay, the population of the lab being getting meeting. I been good, but me, you put in bombo. Yeah, when they want to again, election. I mean, you put in bo, Malon get Mankun, the guy vote one bomb. Mankun, the guy vote one bomb. I make capital, I'm tant no no tsan lo no go mama ni tara mari so bona talk dan je population we bona be bona rat la bona connaît bona be politician tant bona ti vote bona song bon ok vote la be longue bona longue ore di parliament we talking about Zimbabwe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're talking about so Bonati should again be for future discussion. I know population we are but Bonati strategize that Bonati law population we going voting power. I'm a Northwest, I'm a Bamenda, I'm a MANKON NOT. Yeah. Number 2 question. Mayor. And more talking.
And more song what? No, my song abe
current mayor.
The current mayor of Mankon. And one bad at in Bachana so vice ambo baliga for elaborate mayor. But and jinga Zambabtina la Ben get a mayor, Kalan get a meeting.
Government delegate.
Mwamba and a government delegate la a yantin be overall mayor. And Mancini you office at the outside. So 3 council babs some game over.
Kabi ying na ya one day. Ambo worry. Wait and get day.
Again a young day. By what a quaranaji. Monka banging.
Marcus Amanga winger before the Cabin bring it up government delegate. We get government delegate.
We get it.
Government delegate.
Government delegate meeting.
And more talking government delegate and more talking.
I think the Bamenda on I say over tabi can be made.
No, but
appointed but Cabo vote about voting no be appointed while appointing so come on just
The previous mayor, my previous government delegate, be and the moon.
Hey, be appointed ya appointed no.
mazunga ningo bita bela ajanga batata for banjonga gam nila maknganga ma songa ajanga ni songa politique change ka vote wo ko rebe vote ngebe nemu bebe appointed wo it that population has nothing kanju ubenza tso bugana ba bugana tine ganda anengo jengo kike
When you go vote mayor no or vote mayor it's democracy now. You guys want democracy, we give you democracy. You vote up governor and so on. But the
money
the government still has to go on. So with entire delegate and
From what for along that you will have to
traditional council.
No, that's for Louis. No,
regional council.
Also,
Dr.
Asanji.
Oh.
Regional council.
The neurologist, right?
Yes.
Yes. He's the head of the regional council.
Regional council.
Is it traditional something?
He's a chairman of the regional something. I don't know. He's the chairperson of regional something.
Yes, I don't know. That has escaped my
I don't
mind.
know. I don't think it's the House of Chiefs. It is something else.
No, it's not the House of Chiefs. It's an administrative arm.
Yeah. So
council. I'm a regional council. I would say.
Come on, what can go?
The song Bob gonna change discourse a banger. For two change you, but for two from and Julela. Cabin voter ye ben. We began with the election. We over time Sanka. Azamba gonna song. Come I jagger to come a sure.
A bit is a more mama bit ne benge. Somba bugna is ninjela zenda. Titsong the way. Anye ngonta atongo manko kemenge manko ananu kemba be bugna ajanga tata for banjo knesonge nga population tila ba benwe bengi ntato zamba be songe me equipped ekum tangwa bukin equipped la be bugna kyangte nyezgna anan bunga nutga ni che mbat muka yinya nutemba bugna jina na anye ngomanko be bugna wota na nze zamba be tsumoti nye bugna ke ngbembo kintem tato wi mo nganga
we think and the main important thing is sensitization. Be no ti toza ba lo no kwepti kum ke ben nun kum wa fom non ti be ke iji ke ba be ma fom non ji ba fom kwepti. Sensitization is the key. People go to Tangang Nufu, Kata, Tunufu, summon all these various personalities, and then go to Chuango to Geninjala and Futamobo. Go, okay, we long gonna yenim kumen back from the chairman one. Abunabon one, I think, young. It's Zunjala, Zabi, Obelangton Town at 3000. But the only reason he failed was because he did not involve the people. And I didn't see any brilliant ideas, wonderful ideas. But I used to Sonak Street, Commercial Avenue, Metakwata. This is that. But like the Itatin Mukumari, the Itama Sonak Street, Metakwata, or this, the Itatin Mukumari. I mean, Benga Yen Mukumen, Dangeti. The different quarterhead involved. Tangabo, lani wanu kumenta bo. Ngeni mere Ab songo nga beton in the son next like a base on next to beton be waiting or beton be this or that or that. Abemba be involved, then they agree. You can get down along, get a debate over and over and over a period or even over a year. I think this will be one of the peaceful transitions that we can easily gain some of these names back rather than just going back and imposing it on people and then another conflict comes up again.
Makngang me jingle. Ebe mama bichine appose la obeze bagat ne ka be mankuma. And be mama bu ne man. So can benga abonga benga abugna ram to we mo ye.
Ta no malo no sombo bunga benga. Kama nkuwa be te mwamba mo nkuwa juina. Ebi ne bengu u bonga kara yimala. Aye ma fa se ngoma nkombe, but he did more for Mankon than any other person who has ever been born in Mankon. He was adopted into Mankon as an aged man, but a big strategist. We being ngo chente amvung ba tayi ke grandfather alone be for anu ngoma nkuwa. Kum ye kom brum bengwa. Kum ye kom brum bembe akubrum anu ngoma nkuwa.
Eh.
Right. Be ngo lu be ngo banza ba yena nche ye azra bitan mbo ke boga atu bitan tan wanga mata akwata bi ga bi ci mu kuma war kun konce kin war kun jin zinu ma wan war mu ku sojesi kuma ngwa fom nun vunda di wana bikchan ton be na zama ke ga kun bambo akon be kuma tuma be la mu be inga consensus constituents wa bitine do abe bemtina ye je so ka be te nga bugana wamba bugana man bu shi man kondela kan nga bugana fanto nga bugana mu man kunsila so nga bidia la benen dege o zengon o letete letina ko ne ngamba ga tongo wa so ba yenen kuma ko so ngo man kondela bugana lo ngar nga be yabta mo wa ta minya te mu ga yingara
o gama ten weso o gama
gam before abugana tell no gam malo kwiten ngi mun atu before my even get Mugana be Masongo or Jinga Bugna Tina Tawugna Albert Tazon, but what a Tina to Bugna to government there together. Since he left, we've never had anybody else who cares for Mankon than he. He did more for Mankon than anybody else, and everybody has their shortcomings. Probably had his, but in the real sense of it, nobody did and will ever do a Mankon. Going forward, I want to say, with all this happening, you know that the federal government, the Cameroon government, I would call them federal government, the government of Yaoundé has also fed into this narrative of saying these people are a threat to us. So anything we can do to minimize them, to push them behind, will be beneficial to us. In my opinion, I mean, when I say us, I mean the Yaoundé regime. What we are suffering now to has a hand of the Yaoundé regime in it. In my opinion, they would have instead they were trying to press us down, push us down, and that's what we're suffering now.
Well, Ochuku Ochemandao, Mbendo Kumanda, or team for a Bamba Bianga Bisene, Bianye Findazo. Working on Bangaga Chamber Katila, which being more Carabin Gombi and Bian Doban Yabongo and Bian and then Findaza and Bombangayeno. So, baby gonna log baby gonna Sakaya on day. Nandobe Mizera Mamba Abian Zona Zontagan and Capgana Gama Avoran Bobo, Big Yawn, Zangabo Kwadi Wala, Bebo Nyere Dizamon. No take like any bobo for. Oh, I think begin for ambo work before ambo motomare.
I'm a to my.
So we're gonna check Bamba Yawn day further. Gonna check our further because Bamba I yawn it Sakabana. Come, what you loan tomato was in the Yawn Bimo. But Mrs. Voter in the Sarayan day, bitch or she Yawn day. What in here be a bumbo fire? Mabgalantinism. Nazabo being a why. I been a bugana short term gain, long term loss. That's what I would say.
So, Magamba, Bo Mankun TM Regional Council we be selling, and that through Assange Zuzukan. Mama Kuma Tule.
My little for Sanja, come young madam. Because an original council, baby regional council. The division C will be Samba.
Yes.
And then it's difficult to say.
I can see that already. But that is just a representation of Northwest. You know that, right?
Yeah. That's what it is.
Yes.
Bonaji agenda wa.
That's interesting.
And decentralization at all allo nanga bugna bemte ba tinga antong bugna yi. It's an appeasement.
The reason why I'm asking these questions, we need to educate through Asanji on the politics, on what we discussed this evening, on the politics of Foncha, what Foncha did, and how he manipulated our boundaries. He's a young man. He doesn't know this what Pa Songwe shared with us here and Pa Awasom. So if we can find a way to maybe someday or have him, join this and we discuss and let him understand and know the history of how we were marginalized, how Foncha politically kept us, so we don't know where things are headed to in back home. But whoever is in power or whoever has a say on the politics of the Northwest, we need to have the person's ear. We need to co-opt the person, whether the person became a policymaker whether he was politically appointed or elected. So we need to, if he's son of the land, we should find a way to work with him or her. So down the road, we should see, not now, but sometime down the road, maybe by next year, we'll see how we can bring Fru on board, Fru Asanji, and educate him on what Pa Awasom and Pa Songwe shared with us this evening.
Tata, I think I totally agree with what you are saying. But I think this discussion that we have initiated and we are sharing, I think this is one of a kind, because this is the only way that we can sensitize our people, by engaging in a discussion like this, and that we are coming across asking questions, not telling anyone that we know too much. And I think most other means of reaching our people have been by writing books. And I think the means by which we are using now, we are actually using technology, because by our nature, everything was handed down to us by storytelling and by listening and seeing. We just hope that what we have started now, that most other groups can also do similar things and share their own knowledge to us, and that people who view our discussion, please share it in your WhatsApp groups. And that's what we are appealing. And I will also personally echo what Tata Songwe talked about Pa Abel, the Tazon. I think he's the one MANKON man who made us proud in Bamenda, because once upon a time when I went home, he cleared the streets, even though people may have said whatever, hated him, but he stood up for all of us, and he worked very hard. So, and I think that there are people like that who stand up for us, even though hated by everyone, by many people, is because they did what our detractors and our haters didn't like. So tazong miyaka afa zamba ofa anila rukangu sego. I think we have about 5 to 10 minutes going. We can wrap it up, and anyone who has any other questions or to summarize it, we can engage in.
I need to go, so let me make my last comment before I leave. I would like to thank Pa Asongwe, Pa Awasom. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about our history. And what bothers me is that many of these people who are in policy-making positions back home, I mean our sons, of course, they do not know this history. We should find a way, to educate them. And also, I would love to see this. We amongst ourselves here, we should find a way also to put this in writing, rewrite MANKON history, because even people are 50 years old, there's nowhere in Cameroon where you'd find this in a book, in a textbook. So whoever is in office, whether they're elected or appointed, if that person is a son of MANKON, a daughter of MANKON, we should educate that person. So he or she goes to the capital knowing what to say, what to stand for, what to fight for. And so thank you so much. Thank you so much for this rich, this powerful and knowledge that you shared with us tonight. I'm looking forward to our next meeting. Miyaka.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Tata.
We appreciate you.
Give our closing remarks.
Yeah, I'll start by thanking the moderator and our honorable speakers. The evening has been a great one, much to learn, and I think there's still more that we have to look into. I know we've talked about MANKON disappearing on the map. A lot of things have disappeared, not only MANKON. Because if I look at my birth certificate, I could find MANKON area council, this, that. A lot of things have changed. I don't know if it's by politics or is it because of changing environment or is it just because they just want the name to disappear. I don't really understand. But again, as I've learned today, I think politics has a lot to do with it because the names just keep changing and disappearing. And it's not, some of them are not even documented. Or as main speaker said, either intentionally just because they don't want others to know about it, or maybe they're still waiting for books, somebody to write about it.
Yeah.
I'll end there, and I think I'll have to do more research on that too.
Just to round up, I would still say that if we didn't have what we call big MANKON today, we would not have MANKON, though we paid for it dearly, giving up free land and everything. But those are the only institutions in MANKON that are called MANKON.
Yes.
The MANKON Palace, Sacred College MANKON, a Lady of Lords MANKON, and the cathedral, which is now called Archdiocese of Bamenda or something. But MANKON is still in there. Because they can never take that out. The Vatican City will not allow MANKON to be taken out because Father Nabin made a contract with them. So we must really appreciate the Catholics. They did help us a lot.
Yeah, not forgetting small MANKON. Yeah.
Yes. Small MANKON it's just part of big MANKON.
Yes.
Sacred Heart is still part of big MANKON. Our
Yes.
Lady of Lords is still part of big MANKON. And if we didn't have that, that's it. We will not have anything. That's the real crux of what I was trying to say.
Yes.
And I will end there.
I really appreciate you, Tata Wasom, for telling us this rich history. And I will also, maybe, I think one should also be thinking the statute of limitation doesn't expire, because if we look, that land was given to the Catholic Church free of charge. And maybe as we are learning this history, it might not be too bad that the Catholic Church can give back something to MANKON in terms of supporting MANKON subjects at A Lady of Lourdes, Crehat. I don't think those things...
They have always done that.
Okay, all right.
They have always done that, especially during the time of Angwafo. In fact, they left about 5 slots for Angwafo every year. And the thing is, the schools that they recruited from primary schools is now that I see people from Yaoundé taking priority. But in those days, they will interview from Big MANKON, Tambeng, Akum, Mendankwe, before any other place.
Yes.
Even before Bafut.
Okay, thank you for that information. This is information that we should also be saying this is how it existed, and it should continue.
But, well, the people who are running the schools now are indigents. Yeah, our own locally bred priests and so on. And that contract doesn't really apply to them. You see what I'm saying?
Well, no, but I think even if it doesn't have, that contract was with the Catholic Church, and it was not with
the foreign
to
missionaries.
and it was not to individuals. If they have changed it,
no, okay. it was between the people. Ngwafo had his friends who were the foreign missionaries.
Okay.
Yeah, so whatever these guys do now, if there's no kid who goes to, like, let me even say St. Beats, who comes out not speaking French, because about more than half the population is French speaking. In the dorm, they speak only French. Then they go to school and speak English, because Cameroon has mixed up so much.
Okay, I get your point.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. I just wanted to throw that point, that let it be lingering in our minds. And I thank everybody. I think this is very, very enriching. And I call on our viewers and audience that please join this discussion. And another way to be able to help us is to share the videos in your WhatsApp group, so that the more we open this discussion, the more we will be able to better understand who we are and where we are going. We are out seeking for the truth and nothing else but to tell our story the truthful way. Tata Songwe, over to you.
Well, Bowman, Rami Yakai. Bugnalan, Bagran was then and Bagri. I bet it so. I'm a tam shina. Bugnalo Nanga, Montum Tumwa, Azu Nunkin Wenning, Zo Angela Zen. I tin him quitter, I quitter. I tin him Tuamta, I tuamta. Go Wagna Benga, Abugna, dear Warambo Bobugnay. Bo Bugna Bono, Butabugna, Bob Ma Bugna Bono, Mankon Tumtuma. Tabugna Jedi and Babugna Funua, Jedi and Tambabugna Tinua. So, Rami Akambo Teletobi, Kambo, Kimbang Senior, Kimbang Junior, Agambo Bantepetuma, Gami Yakawuna, Abugna Ngate and Mbia. Kabe Njelazi, yeah, but topic Mofuna. Bugna a feedback wamba a yenambo boma bugna muzu Njelazi. So, me Yakawuna.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have heard from everyone, and also I heard from what our Pa Songwe, our leader, has spoken for all of us. And at this juncture, we thank everyone. Manko, abone bugami yaunga, bugina juite anuzamba atuezre agam titong metata Songwe. Bugna kan makangami yambo ngontumtum ba juitnana nga bemambabi isanin jala ze anitata Asongwe ba were atina a Chicago ye abe ngon njala wugna abe tata tobi te awasom were che Kansas Missouri, Kansas City Missouri miyaka nzongbe tata in Kimbang ache Minnesota ye tata for Banjong where tie a Boston ga bugziga anime frunde emu Kimbang magami ya wuna abugnati ndieshine anwe foko wuna.
Okay, magami ya wuna tendanda yo